Welcome to the Wall Street Aftermarket Report with Vegas and Jim. Hello, Vegas.
Hi everyone. Hope everyone had a really good trading day because all I can do is we sure did.
We had a
And
blast.
oh my God, it was just a crazy day. I could not even trade everything that was going because I like to try to be focused on a couple setups that look great. Although I have to say there were many, many great ones. And we'll talk about the ones that we were in. There was so many more, but we're just going to talk about the ones that were very active. So I want to start with PTIE, Pain Therapeutics. So that stock there, I did trade it today with the group. We got in around 147, 148, 149 zone, and this stock ran as high as 299. And the reason there's some activity here is because they also did announce that they are going to have a call tomorrow, an investor call. It's really to provide a strategic update. So this call is going to be tomorrow at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So anyone can listen to the call. You can either dial in, you can listen to it from your desktop, and you just click on the link that they have. It's the website's paintrials.com. That's their website. And you can just click on the webcast icon, usually 15 minutes before. And they're going to talk about basically strategic business plans and their science and the pipeline of what's going on. So if anyone that doesn't really know what this company does, just to give you a quick update, because you guys love when I give you a little bit of scoop on the companies, because I do the research and at least I just tell you what's going on. So this company is involved in Alzheimer research. They're looking to develop a blood test to detect Alzheimer's disease. And they also have a couple other things in the pipeline, but that one's of big interest to me. So let's hear what they're going to talk about tomorrow. A lot of people bought the stock today, traded it, bought the dips, traded it again, and bought the dips. And now they're going to swing trade this into tomorrow because obviously they're hoping that whatever is going to be discussed on this webcast tomorrow is going to be some potential good information on what they're doing and maybe some updates on their pipeline, which is what they said they were going to talk about tomorrow as well. So anything can happen. This maybe there's going to be buyers that are interested to buy this only after the webcast. So there's a couple different style of traders that are going to be interested in this, and there's going to be the ones that are buying it now, before, and then there's going to be ones that are going to buy it after because they don't want to take the risk. So I personally swing traded this overnight in the anticipation for what this webcast is going to be showing us or telling us. So maybe Jim, you talk about this wonderful chart that we had today.
Well, we knew right out of the gate that this thing was on fire, and you pointed it out right out of the gate. And right out of the gate, we could have got in this right around 125 and took it all the way up to 156, but it followed the 50-day SMA all the way up, so it was very strong. I probably wouldn't have got back, or at least it followed that 50-day, and it held against that 50-day. And when it got up to the 290, Vegas called $3. Today it hit 299. She was that confident in it.
I was off a penny.
Yeah, just a penny. So right
That's
after hours,
okay.
I've got this chart set up with a 50 and a 200-day SMA, and then we had the sell off right after hours, and of course, this thing uh, hit that 200 and then bounced up off that 200. So let's keep this on watch for tomorrow. We still think we might see a continuation, but be careful with the pullbacks and keep your stops on it, and we'll move on. But I like the stock.
Okay. You like it.
Yes.
So we'll see tomorrow. I mean, stay tuned for the action. I mean, if you're not in the trade, watch for it, and see what happens. And maybe if you don't want to take any risk, wait till after the webcast and just keep it on your watch list for a potential entry. Next, obviously, this is the one that everyone loves to hate. HMNY, one of Jim's favorites, actually.
Yep, this is one of my favorite stocks. uh, I never gave up on this thing. It was always great to play the pullbacks. We used to play this thing when it was up around $3 to $4, about the time Mark Cuban got involved in it, and then it just tanked. I mean, it just tanked. It went down all the way down to a year low. At first, I mean, it had the reverse split. So anybody that got in that reverse split shorted the heck out of it and made a ton of money. And we actually know somebody that did banked very well on it. And but what I'm saying, it got down to from that $11. I forget exactly what the price was after the split, but it just tanked on down. And I started playing it when it got down to the 6 cent level after the big sell off. So we're here sitting here at a low of 1.32 yesterday, and then all of a sudden Vegas is saying, "Jim, take a look at this thing." And I looked at it and I just kind of glanced at it, and it said it's regaining viewers and stuff like this. And then all of a sudden I got this pop up on the news alerts that they raised $65 million last month. Well, to me, that was a very bullish sign. I mean, very bullish. So I jumped right in it when I saw that headline, and we took it from 3 cents all the way up to five in a matter of a very short period. Well, now we're kind of corrected a little bit after hours. I mean, before hours we had a dip and hit that 50 SMA, and I called that 50 SMA, and I said, time to get back in this thing, and it bounced all the way up to almost 4 cents. Then it came back down and hit that same trend line. They're at three. Well, it bounced right off that three, and here we are with a high of 429. It's pulling back a little bit right now, but I've got this in for a swing trade. Vegas has a swing trade with it too. We're going to see what happens tomorrow. We want it to break that five, and Vegas has a pretty good target on it. I had a target of 6 cents today. We hit five. We have a long position target of 10, but we're gonna. I'll be flipping this on the way up. So, and that's HMNY. It's one of my favorites for flipping. I mean, when
Yeah,
everybody's bad mouthing it, I'm making money on it. So,
there you go.
yeah.
There you go.
And today was a great breakout. We haven't seen 5 cents, and I can't tell you how long, but
A long time.
long
So
time.
I think because we saw some good volume, like you said, long term, we might even see 10 cents. So who
Yep.
knows what's going to happen here? Just trade, trade the channel, trade the action.
Yep. See, we just
So
had a
take
knife.
profits
We
and
just
then
had a
flip
knife
it.
right. We just had a knife right here to the 50.
Ooh.
So that's right there at that 3.7. So I think that will hold that position and hover that. But we'll see what we wake up to in the morning. So Vegas, you got one that you really called out real nice the other day, and the
Yeah, so we
continuation.
had, you guys know about VTVT, right?
Yep.
And we had that one as a swing trade. And boy, did that run beautifully today. That ran all the way to 609. Now, I did not hold it till 609. But I know that there were others that held it to at least six. And for those of you that listened to the video last night, you probably made money on the stock because we did talk about it as a swing trade. That one had a nice action. And, again, this is why you have to take profits because look where the stock's trading now. It's below $3. I mean, this is already half price from where it ran today. And during market hours, this opened at $2.90. And I'm talking about market hours again, 9:30. And it went all the way low of day of 289, but it went as high as 609. So again, if you got in, let's say when the market opened, you bought it, let's say at 301, to go to $6, I mean, that's 100% trade. And, some people have traded the stock, it runs, pulls back, and then they hope it's going to run again to go past the 609, and it doesn't. So this is why got to be careful when these trades are going really really well and you're up at even $1. You really got to move, put in a trailing stop so that you can preserve your gains. And I don't know why people are scared of getting stopped out. Like if you get stopped out, you're done and you can move on. Or if you really love this ticker or the ticker you're in, you can always watch it for another entry. But, just manage your trade and not leave it without a stop. I don't know why people trade without a stop loss. It's risky, especially in day trade sometimes, because it can pull back at any time, and then you just lost all your money. And I don't know about you, but people do work hard to find good setups, and to make that kind of money, it's hard to find the next trade that's going to make that kind of money for you. So can't take these for granted. So that's why you got to really try to manage your position. So yeah, that was good job. And we have it back on watch, right, Jim? Because Jim likes to look for pullbacks
Oh
on
yeah,
these runners.
yep. And this is okay. Vegas alerted this thing at 80 cents before the breakout 2 days ago. Okay, and she played that, and it just went up. I mean, the thing went up, and then you're at 80 cents, and in 2 days, within a 24-hour period, you're up to $6. That's got to ring a bell somewhere. I mean, it's just time to hit the market and get out and sell that sucker because it's going to come back down. Stocks come down 7 times faster than they go up. When you have a breakout like this, you just have to beat it in your head. I don't know why people hold stocks that are up $2 or $3 a share. It's not going to go to the moon. What goes up comes back down. So we tried to emphasize that, and we were in media about it here in the last 2 weeks because we've seen people just when the market's like this and you don't take that profit, it just you just got to do it. So we emphasize that on any penny stock, anything under $1, anything that breaks out, take your profit. It's going to pull back down and it's going to come back up. I guarantee it. Prime example today. We hit that thing, it run to 609. I yelled to everybody. I said, get out. If you didn't listen, that's fine. But it pulled back and it dropped down just as hard as it went up. And we called that at 408 in the room. I said, get ready. Vegas called it at about 408. I got in at about 421. And I sold it at right about in here. I took 50 cents off the table. And I wasn't going to wait for it to run back up for a double top. Okay, when I started seeing the consolidation, I got out. And now I'm seeing another pullback here around $3. So tomorrow, I'm not in it yet. But when I wake up in the morning and I see how this uh, stock's doing, I'm going to let the market dictate my trading. So I'm still going to keep this on watch. And we just wanted to bring it up today because it's been a great 2 day runner for us. And Vegas banked real good on it. And let's just keep it going. I mean, this market's really anybody can trade this market right now. Anybody, even my uh, sister's 2-year-old kid could probably push a trigger and make an easy trade on this. So the next one we're going to talk about is another one that we've been watching for months. And it finally had a breakout yesterday, and we called it in the room. I called it for about 2 weeks
Yeah, but
before
the ticker, Jim, MNGA, so people can follow.
yep, I got MNGA. I'm sorry about that. MNGA. We called this in the room at when it was right around probably 25 cents, I think, somewhere around there, and it dipped on down to 14. So when I saw that low support, I started yelling. I said, Vegas, this thing's starting to show some action. It's bouncing up a penny or two and then pulling back. It's bouncing up a penny or two and pulling back every day. So it was kind of an idea like this thing's getting ready to break out. And if it did not break out, it did. And it did break out. It broke out to my 2 cent level that next day. And I said, Vegas, we're on to something now. Well, the day after that, it bounced on up. And then we had the big breakout today. We called it yesterday in the room, and uh, we called it ever since it was at 14 cents. But so we hit that 73, and here's another one. Here you are at 13 cents, called in the room. You run it up to 73. It's time to take profit. I mean, I took profit way too soon, and I didn't get in this big run, but I did flip it today, and I took this little bounce off 40 all the way up to about 50 cents, right about there. And then we
And
had
you
to
know
pull.
what? There's nothing wrong with flipping the stock.
No,
I mean, I have a core position on MNGA, so for me, it's a little bit different when you're looking for a longer term hold, because I wasn't about to unload all these shares I have. But I did trade around the core and made some money on that. So that was good. It's too bad it didn't go. I mean, it had some hype this morning too. It went to 75 cents pre-market.
Yep.
So I actually thought, wow, can this go to $1 today? And unfortunately, not the case. So even though I was thinking it could, it certainly showed me that it wasn't going to happen today. So, you know, we'll see what happens. But MNGA is still on, I mean, major volume.
Yeah.
So still watching this for day trading opportunities.
Yep.
And Jim's gonna alert when there's a time to get into that.
Yep. And I did kind of mention today in the room when it was right around 40 cents to take the bounce. And then I just kind of blew it off because, there's so many good tickers today. It was just amazing. Everybody in the room was just having a great time um, playing. And now we're bouncing up on it right now. I mean, it hit a low of 30 cents. So we got a little support on that 30 cents after market last night. Created a little support there. And and I'm sorry about my chart being all clustered up with these yellow lines, but I'm playing this every day and I'm adding new trend lines and stuff. So it's just a pattern of the way I trade. I call it the extended trend line pattern, and it works great for me. And it made me one of the best chartists out there by picking stocks.
Okay.
So let's go
So
to this one. Vegas is one
yeah,
that
this one's a marijuana ticker. It's called PURA, PURA. It's an OTC stock. So what I'm gonna try to do when we do the Wall Street updates, I'm gonna try to talk also about one OTC ticker each day, because we certainly like to watch OTC stocks and try to trade them. So, but it's tough to find good ones because there are some out there that are just not good. So you got to be very selective. So, but Pura, it has been one that's had tons of news, and Jim brought it to my attention.
Yep, I got it from Timothy Sykes. I was watching one of his videos, Timothy Sykes, and everybody probably knows who he is. And I,
Oh yeah, he's great,
yeah.
great trader.
So I was just thumbing through YouTube and I see him pop up. He's talking about next day's watch list, and so I looked on there and I said, "Wow, Pura, that would be a nice little speculative play in this cannabis beverage market that's booming right now." Well, you notice today a lot of them dipped. So you might have another opportunity with Cron with CE was that CEI Vegas?
CEI?
Yeah, and
Which?
there might be other ones that be what I'm just having a blackout right now. But
So you're talking about like other marijuana
yeah,
stocks?
yeah, other marijuana
Yeah, well, there's another one. Like, I mean, one of the other ones that's a
InBev,
non-OTC,
InBev,
like NBev and Tilray, and I mean, there's IGC. There's now a new one, BLRX.
exactly.
So that one's a marijuana play at the moment as well. So I mean, there's so many out there, but I mean, this was interesting because it was so cheap, and it was on the OTC. So
Well,
thank you, Jim, and
oh yeah,
obviously he got that from Tim Sykes. So thank you, Tim.
yep. And I alerted it to her around 5.5, and she got into it. And then today we had a run all the way up to about 8 cents. So I'm still, and we've had a pretty good little run on this thing for about 4 days. So tomorrow's going to be the day that we'll break it or have a good pullback, because I do like a 5 day rule on a 5 day breakout. And when that fifth day comes up, that's when I start wanting to think, that's when I reevaluate my trade, more or less. So that's Pura. And then we've got one that I'm really pleased that Vegas is going to talk about right now.
Yeah. So I'm going to talk about JC Penney. This is the last one for today. JC Penney, really loving this stock. I mean, it's no one's in love with it yet, maybe, but I love it because of what I'm seeing. So this particular stock, first of all, what I love is that 45% of the float is shorted. So you guys know I love floats that are shorted heavily. So this could be a potential major short squeeze if there's any future progress and growth and news on this ticker. So there was news today, phenomenal news. And the news on this stock was that Jill Salto, who previously worked for Joanne Fabrics and has a major history in the retail industry over 30 years, in retail. She used to work also for Kohl's, and she's left Joanne Fabric, who is a private company, and she is now going to be the new CEO of JCP. Now, I just want to mention too that she is the 25th woman currently leading a Fortune 500 company, according to Fortune magazine, and she will become JCPenney's fifth CEO in the past decade. So this is really a great thing. She's got an excellent reputation, and the Wall Street analysts out there are actually starting to become, and I've read an article today that they're bullish on that on JCPenney.
So here we are looking at the chart right now. We've got what you call the 50-day, oh, let me put this up here. This is the wrong sticker. JCP. I had the website up there to that lovely lady. So we had a low there at 155. That's created a solid support right around 156. And I think it's, let me see right here, change this little tool. So we got this 156. Then we got a little support right here, right around that area, right around 161. We're going to take, this is going to be our brick and mortar play for the year. And we're going to see if we can, if I can pull me a position out of it tomorrow. I'm going to watch the volume. I'm going to watch the tape. We're going to pull this up 20-day chart. You see we had a pretty good little bounce up here 20 days ago to $2. So that's going to be my target, $2. And we'll put her right about there at 203.
Yeah, the other thing too is I'm going to track the stock too.
Yeah.
I'm going to track how it does ever since, she'll be taken over, I think, as of October the 15th. So that's very soon. And I'd love to see how the transition of this company turns around. I mean, if you look at the price of this stock in comparison to Macy's, which is like $33 stock plus, can you imagine if this company could be turned around by this woman? What an incredible story this will be for JCPenney. So imagine this stock right now, it's under $2.
Yep.
Where can this go? So I'm going to track it. And today is obviously October 3rd. So I will be keeping you posted on how this is going. Not every day, but when there's some major moves, I will definitely give updates on the stock. So I'm in this trade as a swing, and I'm going to hold it indefinitely at this point because I am waiting to eventually experience a phenomenal short squeeze.
Yes, and I believe we're at a year bottom right here. So the brick and mortar set, is going to start getting into season right now. So there's going to be probably people paying attention to this stock. We want to try to get it up to $2. And if we can get it up to $2 and break that, then we're going to have a slow gap right here to about 228. And you can see the year chart. I have a 436 long resistance on it with a 475 just on the year. This is JCPenney's. I think it's way oversold myself. It needs to get back up there to about $5. So let's let this lady turn this company around.
Yeah, I love it. And I love that she's the woman in charge. And if there's any female traders out there, I want to hear from you because I really want to encourage more women to trade. I think there's a lot of women that would love to learn about trading, but don't even know where to start. So I think the first thing is to obviously open up a trading account, but maybe even paper trade. But, at least you got to start somewhere. But I don't think, women should be afraid to trade. I think it's great. I think they're got more patience, and it's proven that. So I think women can be great traders. There's so many great ones I've met, and if there's any other great ones out there, I'd love to connect with you. So please message me. And on that note, we are coming to the close of the Wall Street update for Wednesday, October 3rd.
Vegas is the first one, well, the second woman I've traded side by side with, and you get a different kind of perspective when you're trading with a lady, and it's really enlightened my trading patterns on how I trade, and they have a different way of thinking, just like men do, and so I give her kudos, and I back her 100%. I think identifying women traders is really going to change this market around, because there's going to be a big flow of these ladies coming into the market. So watch out, guys. We're going to run you over.
No, we just want to trade.
Yeah.
So, on that note, everyone have an amazing night. Have a great trading day tomorrow. And we'll talk with you all tomorrow. Thank you, everyone, for subscribing, for liking, for following. We appreciate it. We're getting so many great comments. And, we just really, really appreciate every single one of you.
And I'm going to
So have a great night and see you tomorrow.
and I'm going to put a link in here on my web page that I have, and we have a new YouTube channel called I Love Stocks with Jim in Vegas. So I'd appreciate it if a lot of my followers that are on my page would go ahead and subscribe to this new channel too. And I want to leave with that message, and we're going to have our links below for our stock twits page. And we wish everybody a great day. Thanks for following us, and we'll get another aftermarket report come out tomorrow, and we'll just see how it goes. But today was a great day, and every day has been great. Wish you the best. I love stocks.